Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the Running Back Training Camp webinar on how to prepare for the 2019 season. I, Cooper Rego, am the head master trainer of the Running Back Training Camp. I have over 28 years of playing experience and coaching and training experience. So if you want, you can look on my YouTube channel. You can look at my highlights from high school. I have my junior year high school highlights on there. I have my senior year highlights on there. On there is also
the strength and skill Rego has often makes him the best player on the field in the second half.
Well, he's better than the other 21 in the first half too. But I think his conditioning, his stamina, that game you're referring to, he had carried 43 times. And I didn't really, I probably would have pulled the plug if I made it 43 times. But he had 448 yards in one football game, and 210 came in the fourth quarter.
If you want to YouTube West Virginia versus Miami, West Virginia versus...
And power that you will see from the legs of Cooper Rego. Rego may be better with the legs than his counterpart, but he has a nice job, nice hole up front, and he picks his way through very, very well. Watching the tape from the last game against Maryland when he had a big game, I thought that he really picked his way through well, and it helps when your guys up front open up holes like this. Dean, many coaches will talk about third and fourth gears. Rego is one who's been labeled with a fifth.
Back in 2000, that's all those videos. West Virginia versus Maryland. Those videos are also on.
He's the lone setback. The weather has cleared up a bit. No more rain right now as we start the second half, and he's got Cooper Rego looking just like it on first down. He's 12 down to 35.
Actually see me play. You can actually see me in action. Okay, so that's me. All right. So in my experience as a trainer, as a coach, as a player, I've learned a lot, and how I would prepare for the season now is a lot different than how I prepared for the season back when I was playing. I've learned a lot since then, and I continue to learn. This weekend, I talked to a number of different running backs, current pros, and former pros. I talked to Melvin.
I would do a lot more running, a lot more conditioning. I worked really hard in the weight room. I did a lot of drills, did a lot of hills. But one thing I wish I did more is condition myself more. I feel like we used to beat teams so bad in high school that we'd be done, you know, in the second quarter. And then when we got to the real tough games, we had to play 4 quarters. I was never conditioned for it. So I wish I'd have ran more in the beginning of the year and during the year. It's all about conditioning. I do that now though. Even during the year, like during special teams, during practice, where I'm not in special teams, I go running, do like cross fields, or I'll do sprints. Just all during the year, I just try to stay conditioned because, you know what I'm saying, you never know. You gotta be smart with it. Cause my rookie year, every time I get a run, I go all the way down till I finish the end zone. And then when I get to the games, I was like dead though. I was exhausted, you know. So you gotta be able to gauge it and just know your body. You know, whether it's at the end of practice, you get 5 sprints, you know, that's like 40 or 50 yards, or, you know, you give 8, you know, it just depends on how your legs feel. So, you know, you just got to gauge it, or, you know, just, you know, go inside, do some swimming, or do, you know, run in the water, or get on the bike for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? You just got to gauge it, but at least, you know, try to do it at least 2 times out the week, and you'll be good.
I talked to LaDainian Tomlinson again. I talked to Rodney Hampton again. I talked to Marcus Allen.
So I did squats.
You squat.
And I did lunges.
Okay.
So everything was, you know, obviously to strengthen the glutes. But not enough attention is paid on the actual art of running and cutting and all stuff. Everybody wants to do, you know, see how strong they are and how great they are in the 40 time. And I think that's pointless. You know, if you don't know how to really run the ball, the fluidity and be able to cut and move. And I used to run through a canyon. I used to run up the trees and make cuts. I used to do a lot of different things. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, less room, less time in the weight room, and less, and the things that really matter, which was, you know, straight arm obviously was really important, but it's the glutes, you know? It's the glutes and hamstrings. That's really it. That's the power and leverage. See, it's not even about the lower you get, the stronger. I mean, you're stronger than a guy who can weigh 500 pounds if you get underneath it, and you got the leg drive to
pop up, get under.
Pop up,
Low man always wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody tends to think just brute strength, but it's not.
I talked to Mark Ingram. I asked these guys how they would prepare for the season, knowing what they know now as pros and former pros, how they would prepare back when they were in high school. And it's a lot different because things change. Training changes. We learn more. And we live in the age of information now. This is an important time to be a young athlete. This is a great time. It's a great opportunity because you can really, really get the information that you need so that you're prepared. Okay? And that's the whole thing. So I'm going to reveal to you three secrets that I know work. And this is what you need to do. This is how you need to prepare. So number one, make sure you get a pen and get some paper and write this down. Okay, number one, write down your goals. Okay, you want to write them down and you want to hang them up somewhere where you can see them. Okay, because the law of attraction and the way the mind works, the subconscious mind works when it sees something. When it sees something up, the mind will work to make that dream happen. You know, life is really about a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I feel like we spoke this into existence almost. And him and I dreamed this. You know, this is something we talked about at 17. You know, we're gonna down the street from you. We're gonna be on the same team. Everything, like it's like surreal.
Whatever it is that you want to do, and you put the work into it every day, you're gonna make that happen, and your vibration is gonna meet that which you want to achieve. So number one, write down your goals and hang them up. Hang them up so you can see them. I learned this back when I was in high school. I learned this from Emmitt Smith. Back when Emmitt Smith was the NFL's leading rusher. He's now the current all-time leading rusher. Won multiple Super Bowls back in the 90s. In Sports Illustrated back in 1995 or so, Sports Illustrated posted a picture of Emmitt's goals. I'm going to post that picture in this webinar. And the number one thing he said was keep God as number one in my life. His number two goal was to stay healthy. And then he wanted to win the Super Bowl again. He wanted to have, you know, average, 5 yards a carry. He wanted to have no fumbles. He wanted to be name all pro. So he wrote all those goals down, and he wanted to go to Disneyland. And he did that. So I did the exact same thing. I copied from Emmitt Smith. I wrote my goals. Here are my goals from my senior year, 1996. You can see senior year goals, right? Keep God as number one in my life. Stay healthy. Lead the state in scoring and rushing. Rush for over 1,100 yards by the fifth game. Did that. 0 fumbles. I had 2 fumbles. Catch 10 balls. I caught 2 balls. Run for a state record, 3,000 yards. That was my goal. I finished with just under 2,500 yards. I had 35 touchdowns with 5 long touchdowns called back. So I would have finished with 40 touchdowns and probably a little bit closer to 3,000 yards. But still, you want the goal to be a little bit ahead. You want the goal to be like seemingly unattainable. And then as long as you do the work and you stay diligent, you stay focused, you will be on path to get at least, if not exceed that goal, at least get close to it. Average 250 yards a game, I was close to that. Average 10 yards per carry, I did that. Be named first team All-American USA Today. I was named second team All-American USA Today. Win the state championship again, I did that. For a state playoff record. Pretty sure I did that. Not sure now, but I'm pretty sure I did that. And then I wrote down, this is what I ripped this from Emmitt. Go to Disneyland. And you know what? I went to Disneyland, and I had no idea how I was going to be able to do that. No clue. I didn't know how I was going to go to Disneyland, but I actually did. Here is the plaque. The boardwalk, Disney World, Cooper Rego, Reebok All-American. There it is right there. I went to Disney World. That was my goal. Didn't know how I was going to do it, but that's the law of attraction. I actually did that. Actually accomplished that. That's what happens when you write down your goals. Your subconscious mind will help to attract the situations so that you can accomplish your goals. So you want to make sure that you write them down and hang them up. Okay? So that's secret number 1. Okay? Here's secret number 2. I've noticed, ever since I've been a coach, that a lot of guys don't want to run track. They'd rather lift weights. They think they need to get bigger. That is a myth. Let me say that one more time. Running backs that think they need to get bigger, it's a myth. Okay? I'm going to insert some videos where LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Fame running back, Marcus Allen, Hall of Fame running back, Melvin Gordon, current NFL running back, where all these guys said, listen, it's not about lifting. It's not about how much you lift. It's really got a lot of running backs that prefer to lift weights now instead of running track. What would you say to that?
The idea is to be elusive and fast, in my opinion, rather than to be bulky. You know, when you're bulky, it's hard to move. And last time I checked, fast always wins, not strength.
How big you are. The root word in running back is running. Right? If you take that even shorter, run. That's the root word in running back. So that should be the first thing you do is run. Track. Run, track. Why? It's going to prepare you for competition. It's going to prepare you for running the ball. It's going to give you the acceleration that you need. But don't just run track and do the bare minimum. Don't just run the 100 meters and be okay with that. Run the 200 meters. Run the 400 meters. Now the 400 meters sucks. It sucks. Why? Because it's hard. It's hard. Either way, you're going to die. Okay? If you go out too hard in the beginning, you're going to die. You go out hard in the end, you're going to die. So either way, it's hard. But what it does is that this creates mental toughness. This forces you to push yourself because you're dead tired and you have to keep pushing yourself. This race right here is what separates great running backs from good running backs because of this ability to push yourself when you're tired. And this is a hard race. Make no mistake. I used to run it. I used to hate it. I used to hate running this race. I used to dread it because it was so hard. It wasn't until years later that I realized, oh man, that 400 meters really helped. It really helps. That's what I tell guys now. Run the 400. Because guys think that they can just train with the track team and that's enough. No, it's not enough. I'm telling you, as a former player and as an athlete, someone that has actually done it, I'm telling you, it's not the same. You need to train and compete. Train and compete. Now, just look around. Do your own research. Look at some of the running backs that are coming into the draft right now. The guys that were in the combine.
Saquon Barkley had a 2018 scouting combine. He was set to run his first 40.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
He can run through you, he can run by you, he can jump over you. It's going to be a matchup nightmare for some linebackers that find having to mark him on a Sunday, Thursday night.
Look at the faster times. Those guys all ran track. Research every NFL running back right now. Research them. Melvin Gordon ran track. Mark Ingram ran track. LaDainian Tomlinson ran track. And not only them, not only the running backs, but also the guys on defense. The defensive backs absolutely run track. The linebackers, they ran track.
Did you run track?
Yeah.
In high school?
Yeah.
All 4 years?
Yeah.
So would you say that track helps prepare you for
Absolutely.
the next level?
Absolutely. It shortens the field. You know what I mean? You run a 200, the field is only 100 yards long. You run a 200 meters or 100 meters. So it shortens the field, man.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Thank you.
For sure.
So there you have it. Miles Jack says run track. Defensive linemen, some of those guys actually ran track. Because the thing is that every NFL team is trying to get more speed on the field. They're not trying to get more guys that bench 500 pounds on the field. No. They're not trying to get more bigger guys on the field. They're trying to get faster guys on the field. Okay? So track is guaranteed to make you run faster. Okay? So here's another thing. Here's just another thing about running track. You are guaranteed to run 0.2 tenths faster. Guaranteed. If you don't run track, you're guaranteed to get 0.2 tenths slower. Guaranteed. Okay? Ezekiel Elliott won 4 state championships in high school, winning the hurdles. Running and jumping. All those things help. The majority of the NFL is made up of guys from the SEC, okay? Let me just show you something. Let's go over to the map. Let me show you something over here. Most of the people, this is where the majority of the NFL guys have come from. The majority of them come from California, come from Texas, come from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. They all come from the bottom half of the country. There's guys that come from the Midwest too. There's guys that come from the East Coast too. But most of them come from down here. Florida especially. All these guys run track. The whole team, all the skill guys run track. Track is big. It's big in these other states. You guys that are in Jersey that don't think you need to run track, you're going to find out later on that the majority of guys that you're competing against that for scholarships, all those guys are running right now. And they're competing against each other. And that's what's getting them faster. So, remember, run track plus lift weights. So it's not just run track and not lift weights too. But understand something. The stronger you get, the faster you're going to run, right? So you want to focus on the core lifts. Number 1, squats. Number 2, lunges. Number 3, deadlifts. Number 4, power cleans. Number 5, bench press, but have a close grip bench press. And number 6, chin-ups. And of course, you want to have some muscles in your arms. You want to have good arm muscles. So you got to work the guns. Got to get the guns right. So curls and triceps. You gotta get the guns right. That's what sticks out of the football uniform. The muscles that you see in a football uniform are the arms and the legs. So those muscles got to be right. You know what I'm saying? But these exercises, these are the basics, right? This is step 1. And you want to increase your weight. You want to increase your weight each week. Increase the weight. 5 to 10 pounds each week in all these lifts. Make sure you're getting a lot of reps too. So this is another aspect, another part of the running back training program that I will discuss in my 30-minute phone consultation. I will discuss these things. I'll discuss a running back training camp program. I'll discuss that, how to train, okay? But these are just basic things that you should know. It's not just run track versus lift weights. It's run and lift, Both. You do both things. Go out there, you run first. Your running should be 80% of your training. Weights, 20%. Okay? That's how much. Not the other way around. Not 80% lifting, 20% running. No, football will always be and always has been a running game. Okay? Make no mistake. Make no mistake. You need to be conditioned. You need to be conditioned. You need to be able to run just as fast in the fourth quarter as you did in the first quarter. The thing is, here's the real thing. The real thing about being a running back is really mental toughness. Like I said before, Emmitt Smith was one of my idols growing up. So I watched him. I studied him. He was on TV all the time. The Cowboys were always on TV in the 90s. I talked to him personally. He told me when he first got to Florida as a freshman, they ran him to death.
They ran me to death. I mean, I was dehydrated, pulling sleds, and working on. And see, I went to the University of Florida when we had AstroTurf in the dead middle of summer, and when you could see the devil rising up off the ground on the AstroTurf because you see the heat wave.
You spend the first night or so in the infirmary.
It wasn't easy. I mean, my first day on the college campus, working out at the University of Florida, they put me in an infirmary. I had to go to the infirmary and get a couple of
IVs, getting fluids. And it was that point that he had to make a decision. He had to decide, am I really going to do this or am I going to quit?
My first couple of days there, man, was a struggle. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to go home? Do I really want to do this? Or do I really want to play football? So I chose to play football, chose to stay on campus, and I developed this mental toughness.
Now imagine if he decided to quit. You never would have heard of Emmitt Smith. But he decided to stick with it. And what came with that was mental toughness. If you follow Emmitt Smith's career, he won a playoff game on a dislocated shoulder, right? So his heart was bigger than his talent, right? You can always work and develop your talent, but your talent's only going to take you so far. Your talent means nothing when you're dead tired, when your legs are fatigued. Your talent means nothing at that point. You're basically finished at that point. So what does it take you to get over that hump? It's this, mental toughness. This comes from repetitions. This comes from practice. This comes from running this race regularly. Running these races. But especially there. That's where you get it. Mental toughness is what's going to get you over the top. Because let me tell you something, guys. A lot of young guys, everyone wants to play in the NFL. Everyone wants to play in the NFL. Every young person wants to play in the NFL. And not all of them want to put in the work because they don't realize how hard it is. Right? And then once you get there, you have to work hard to stay there, to sustain that level of success. And you want to improve. Okay? It's not as glamorous as you think it is. Those guys play with broken bones. You don't know, you can't see that when you see them on TV, but those guys have broken ribs. Those guys have broken shoulders. Those guys are still playing with pain. So what it really comes down to, you have to develop your talent and at the same time be working on mental toughness exercises. You got to be able to push through the physical pain. That is the only way you will make it. Because if you cannot get through the pain, you will not make it. Period. Period. My cousin, Ryan Grant, played for the Packers. From 2007 till 2012, played with the Packers, okay? He used to play with broken ribs, broken clavicle, AC joint, all those kind of injuries he played with. Arian Foster, another guy, played with a broken shoulder. You know, these are running backs. These are guys that, that you watch on TV. You don't know that they're hurt. They're hurt. They have to push through it. They have to be mentally tough to get through the season. Okay? So don't think this is all glamorous. And another thing is that most people train within a comfort zone. They train to the point where they're comfortable, right? They don't really get uncomfortable. At the running back training camp, the way I train the guys, I train them to the point when they're exhausted, and that's where we begin. Okay? And I know this for a fact because I played there. I've been exhausted on the field, and I realized at that point, I haven't trained hard enough. I trained just to a point where I was exhausted and I stopped. That's what most people will do. This is why 1% of 1% make it to the NFL. That's why 1% of high school kids make it to college. 1% of college kids make it to the NFL. 1% of the NFL guys play longer than 10 years because of this right here. Mental toughness, being prepared, pushing themselves. That's what it takes. Make no mistake. Last thing. Last secret. Do yoga now. Do yoga now. Find a yoga studio nearby. Look up some videos on yoga on YouTube. Start practicing yoga. Yoga will last you your entire life because it will keep you flexible. It will keep you young. It will keep. It's a tool that you'll need to be able to not only play for a long time and deal with difficult situations, but also afterwards. Also, when football is over, it's a tool and it's a discipline that you can also use that will keep you fit, keep you strong, keep you flexible, keep you limber, keep you young for the rest of your life. Okay, I started doing yoga when I was in college. I'm 40 years old now. I've been teaching yoga for the last 5 years. This is part of my lifestyle. Study the philosophy of yoga. Learn that. Learn how to breathe. Practice. Go do it on a regular basis. You need to be flexible. Most guys don't stretch because it's painful, right? So here it comes again. Here comes this word again. Mental toughness. Guys want, first of all, let me just say this. Human beings will do anything to avoid pain. It's just in our genetic makeup. We avoid pain, okay? If you want to be a professional athlete, the difference between professionals and amateur athletes is their ability to deal with pain. The professional athlete knows that there's some pain involved and they're okay with it and they can deal with it. The amateur, once they feel pain, they stop. That's most people. Most people, when they feel pain, they stop. The professional pushes through it. And with the tool of yoga, that will help you get through pain, and this will last you your entire life. You know, here at the Running Back Training Camp, we work on getting you to the top level, to the top of your craft, to the top of your game. But it doesn't stop there. Anyone can do that. Any trainer, any coach can get you there, right? There's the other side of going up the mountain to getting there. Then there's coming down the mountain. Once you're done playing, what happens after that, right? And no one talks about the depression that sets in after you're done playing. But it's real. It's real. When you're done playing, there is a depression that will set in, right? Because, you know, whenever you started playing, depending on how long you've been playing, let's say you start playing at 7 or 8, and you play up until you're 21, you're 25, or you're 28. That's 20 years of playing. Your body is used to playing football during football season. Once that's gone, and it's football season, and you're not playing, you're not part of a team, there's a depression that sets in, right? There's a loneliness. It's a really weird feeling, and no one really addresses that, right? We do address that. Yoga will help with that, okay? So once you enroll in the Running Back Training Camp, this is not just you get a training program and that's it. This is a relationship that will last you your entire life, because what's built into this program is also not only the training, but also mentorship, also business coaching, also how to develop your life so that you're successful. So, 80% of the NFL and the NBA, but 80% of the NFL, those guys are broke when they're done playing. Why is that? Because to them, it's like winning the lottery. They hit the lottery, they have all this money, but they don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to, they spend it all because they can't foresee this money not coming in. But you only get paid per game that you play. When you're not playing, that money will start to dissipate. And here's another thing about the NFL is that NFL stands for not for long. So if you're not performing, you will be out of there quick. And then all the money that you had will disappear. So this is something that is also part of the Running Back Training Camp, is a mentorship program that I will talk to you about once you enroll into the program. So what I'm offering is a free 30-minute phone consultation. Okay? So you can email me at cooper.rego. Cooper.rego at gmail, of course, .com. You can email me there, and we can begin the relationship, begin getting you enrolled in the running back training camp. And, you know, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you succeed both on and off the field. I want you to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish on the field, and I want to see you be successful later in life. Be successful off the field. And I want to see you pass this down to the next generation that's coming up, teaching them the things that you learned throughout your playing career and the things you've learned from me and the things that you learned on your own, and pass that down. So, once again, for a free 30-minute phone consultation, email me at cooper.rego@gmail. And look out for more content from the running back training camp. Thank you.
How'd you train? Well, I played multiple sports, so that obviously helped for football, basketball, running track, baseball. The thing that I did most was stadium stairs. Like I ran stadium stairs. Hills, ran a lot of hills. You know, back in high school, I didn't have the money to get a trainer and, you know, work out at the gym, so I had to do the old school workout. So I would do reps. So I go, you know, up and down. You do that about 10 times, you know, and then you run sprints, and then maybe go back and do another set. Run some sprints, and then do another set.